Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing okay. In today's video, we review a little bit about this wonderful module that is called Pandas. This one is used to manage and handle a lot of data. So it will be very useful, and also it's very easy to use. So I'm going to show you with a little example here. So I'm using Google Colab and I'm going to upload the dataset that I will be using for this example. Then if you want to do as myself, you can go and find this icon, the one that has a binder. You can click on it, and after that you will be seeing this option, the one that says upload. So you click on that, select your file, and you will be seeing that file is already in your directory. I'm using for this example the dataset of the microorganism that is already spread all around the world. You know what I'm talking about, because this one is on our minds since March, I guess. And okay, if you want to check a little bit about how can I see the CSV, you only click twice here and you will be seeing the file in the side of the window. So as you can see, it has date, a column that is called date, also one that is the total of all around the world cases that were the result of the infection by that microorganism, and in the columns, in the subsequent columns, you can see the name of the countries. So that is the CSV. Okay, I'm going to close this window. Well, no, I'm going to let that open because I want to show you something else. The first thing that I have to do is to import the data that it's in this file. So I'm going to work with the main structure of the Pandas module that is called dataframe. A dataframe is just something very similar like the thing that I'm seeing right now. It has the structure of almost a spreadsheet where you have your columns and rows. So to do that, also I need to import the module Pandas. So import Pandas as PD. So whenever you are going to write something related to Pandas, you only need to write down PD. It's like a shortcut to Pandas. Okay, so let's start with the F equals to, and the instruction to read the information is going to be PD, and it already is showing up read underscore CSV. So V, sorry. So after that you need to check out the name. The name, it has to be exactly as you have in your file. So I name it like 2 April, and after that it says total cases. Okay, dot CSV. Okay, so I'm going to close this one like so, and once you execute this cell, you can work already with your data frame. So let's say you want to see the first 6 rows of the data frame. The instruction is very easy. I'm going to use print to see the output in the console, and after that just write df dot and the instruction that is head, and you have to specify how many rows do you want to see. Let's say I want to see 6 rows. So the result is like this. By the way, maybe you are wondering, okay, what are those points, those dots that are in the middle? It means that there are more columns here, but you can see everything because of the limitation of the space. There's an instruction in Pandas that allows you to see everything, but I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to show you another option to work with the data. Okay, so right now just I'm seeing the general structure with the head. Okay, let's say you want to see, this is another option. Let's say you want to see the total names of the columns. That is very useful when you want to see, okay, if I have 100 columns, what are the names of that? So to see that, I'm going to use print again. The F, oh no, there's another option, it calls list, and after that you have to include the name of the data frame. Here I'm using the F, so let's execute that, and you can see the total of the columns here. There are no restrictions to the space, so you can see all the countries that are already with cases of that microorganism. Okay, let's see. Another stuff that is very useful when you are starting with your data frame is to learn how many rows and how many columns do I have. So to do that, let's write down the F dot, and after that shape, so just like that. Okay, execute this cell and you are seeing the result. It says that we have 94. 94 is referring to the rows, 94 rows, and also 206 columns. Very nice. So this number is referring to the name, to the countries, and also is referring to date and world. Okay, another thing before we jump into the answering questions and extracting information about this data, let's say you want to see, okay, what do I have? Do I have numbers? Do I have floats? Sorry, do I have integers or strings? To do that, let's put the name of the data frame again, df dot dtypes, like so, and let's execute this cell, and we have here the information. Okay, you are seeing again those dots, don't worry, it's going to be repeating the same type of data here. It says that we have an object, we have an integer like this, 24, 27, but also we have some floats. You are seeing right now that we have 0.0. Okay, so that's okay. Okay, well, let's move on to another more in-depth information. We need to see if the data is complete, because sometimes there are blank spaces between the data, and we can fill it with fillna. By the way, let's review again the CSV, and maybe it's going to be more clear to you what I'm talking about, those spaces. Let's say Mexico. Sorry, I'm trying to pronounce it as I'm very used to. So let's say Mexico, it has, okay, I'm showing 10 per page, so that's why I need to jump into the page number 5. There's nothing yet. 6, no, nothing yet. Okay, here we are. So let's say in this date, I guess is one of the first day that occurred a case in Mexico. It was around 29 February. So let's say it was the first 2 cases that we have here. And after that we have 5, and then maybe they didn't report anything back. So that's why you have empty spaces. So since this is a cumulative information, you need to fill with 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 until there's a change like this, 7. So to do that in a very, very fast way, you have to use this instruction, the one that I'm showing you in this little image. So if you need more information about that, remember, if you only write pandas and fill NA in your Explorer, is going to be maybe the first or the second option to the official information of Pandas. So it's going to be useful if you want to learn more about the parameters and what is the result of this function. So let's try that. I'm going to fill here. Let me write down df equals to df And here I'm going to do the field. Let me write down fill NA, and after that I'm going to select the method. You only have to write method equals to with those marks F I L L. Okay, so execute this line, this little cell, and apparently nothing happened. But if I reopen this file, maybe I'm able to see. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to see, but maybe in the data frame I'm going to see the modification. So let's say you want to show the column that is called Mexico, because it's the one that I have in mind, that it has that kind of blank spaces. So let's say Mexico, and after that let's put dot hit. And what about, hopefully I will be able to see 30 cases. Let me execute this code to see if I'm able to see that. Okay, so we can, let's say we want to see 15. So hopefully we'll be able to see. No, nothing yet. Let's say 60. Hopefully we are getting closer. We are getting there. Nothing. So hopefully in 70. What do you think? Yeah, because since we have our first cases until the end of February. Okay, here it is. So you can see I have those dots, but don't worry, I have already 5 until the next change that was on this day, and it changed to 7. So we already have our data complete, and after that we are going to answer some little questions, very easy to answer, and we have to answer this: which country has the most cases, which are the top 10 most affected countries, and also which are the bottom 10 less affected countries. Well, to answer that, I'm going to arrange that. I'm going to transpose. That means that we have to interchange columns and rows. So you will see the result of that. It will allow me to do something easier. Well, at least I'm thinking that it will be easier to visualize the data in that form. So I'm going to apply this. The dot t makes the transposing of the data frame, and after that I'm going to print, let's say, the f head to see around 10 lines only, 10 rows, and we have now one column that it will be only dedicated to countries, and the other columns until the one before the last one is going to be all the totals. The last one is the important one because it's going to be related with the totals of the countries, because remember the 93, it will be like, well, the 92 because it starts in 0. The 92 will be referring to the last date that we have the data available for. I guess it's if I don't get mistaken, it will be until the 2nd of April. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to drop also this row, the row that is called date, and to do that only you need to do the f equals to the f dot drop, and you need to indicate in the square braces that you want to drop date. So let me change this instruction, the one that was in the number 2. I'm going to use it in the number 3. I'm referring to the number of lines. So executing the code. I don't have date. Let me see why not. Excuse the dogs, they aren't mine, but but they are quite nosy. Okay, so let me check if I. Oh yeah, I think what happened. I think I know what it did happen. Let me put again the instruction, and I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. Yeah. Okay, maybe I have a mistake of, I don't know, I got disconnected or something like that. If it is the case that you are trying to find one column that is, you are seeing the column, but Python is telling you that isn't here, the only thing that you need to do is to rerun the cells, and hopefully I won't have the same mistake that was marking. Okay, that is all. So I dropped the data row, and also I need to do another thing. And this thing will be re-indexing all the information on. I'm going to print that out so you can see. So it will be df.reset. Here it is the option, and I'm going to leave alone the parameters. The parameters sometimes are specified inside the braces. So what did happen? Date is not found. Yeah, because I dropped it, so I need to rerun. It wasn't a mistake about the internet that I was talking about. It was because I already erased it. So since I erased that, I need to rerun everything to have the data, the date row. Sorry. So that's it. I have the numbers here, 0 to 9. Just because I'm printing out 10 rows, so I have 0 to 9. Now I have as index this column, and also I have the number of the columns. Okay, so let's make another adjustment, and I have to rerun because of the drop date. Okay, let's start. I'm going to rename the column that is called index to countries. So let's do that. df equals to df dot rename, and parentheses, after that the curly braces as a dictionary structure. After that you look for the name of the column that you want to change, that is index. So I'm going to change it to the name of countries. Let me put only countries. I'm going to use only no capital letters because sometimes I can get a mistake if I don't remember how exactly I wrote down the name. So after that, let me change also the last column that is named 93. So after that, I'm going to write down 93, and it is going to be changed to total. Very nice. And I need to indicate that all those changes will have to be doing in the axis. I'm going to indicate that they are doing on the columns axis. You can see here the number 1. I'm looking for, sometimes you can see more information here, like index 1 it's equal to column. Oh yeah, this is the one. X is equals to 0. No, I don't see here the information. Okay, so I'm referring to the columns. Okay, let's execute, but from above all the way up here. Okay, executing this. There's a function also around, there's a function that it can be a workaround. You can select execute everything, and you don't have to get back as I'm doing, of getting back to execute the previous cells. So okay, Too bad I print out the last one here. So let's continue with that. Or if you want to see, if you really want to see, I can insert a code here. Hopefully I can see the result. Let me copy and paste and execute. And yeah, okay, we are doing okay. Here you can see the change to index to countries and the change from 93 to total. Very good. Okay, now let's move on, and we are going to make a very easy plot. I'm going to be using Plotly, and this one you only need to do that. You only need to do the thing as I'm writing down. Okay, so I'm only going to write down import Plotly that express as px, and after that I'm going to declare an object that will be calling fig equals to px.line. Inside the parameters, I'm going to specify the data that I will be using, that is the data frame, df. After that, I'm going to indicate which information will be in which axis. For instance, I'm going to use x for the information related to countries. I only need to write down the name of the column, so you don't have to specify df and then countries. I was missing an E. And after that, I'm going to specify in Y that I need the total. Okay, so after that, you only need to write down a little instruction that allows you to see the plot. So it goes like fig dot show the braces and execute the little cell. So we are waiting. Okay, here we have the plot, and the very nice thing about Plotly is that the plot is interactive. It means if you want to know a little bit more about some country, let's say this little pig here, you can make zoom, pan, you can adjust your view. Okay, if you are a little bit if you get lost like me, you can also reset axis, the axis, and start over like so. If you want to pan, you only select this icon here, and you can move around the plot. For instance, I have another interesting pic here that it's from Switzerland. They also have a lot of cases. And if you want to, also another thing that you can do is to download the plot. You can use this icon. You will be downloading the plot as PNG. And if you want to reset everything, also you only need to do a double click here, and you will have all your information available. So this is very sad, but United States, they already have the most cases. Okay, so let's move on with another question, and the other question involves to know the top 10 and the top bottom. So I need to change the data. Do you remember when I check out if they were floating and everything else? So I'm going to use numbers. For that, I'm going to select the column that has the numbers, that is total, and it will be equal to, and this is a special instruction to change the format to numeric. So let's write down pd dot to numeric like so, and after that I'm going to open a parenthesis. Inside that, you need to specify the number of the name of the column, like this, that is called total. I don't remember. Yeah, I used the first one in a capital letter because I already have this one here. So okay, let's move on. we are not getting any error message, so we can go to write down the instruction. I'm going to use print, and you only need to select the F. After that, the option is n largest, so you can select like me, and inside the parentheses the arguments will be, the first one is the number of rows to return the ones that are the largest, so I'm going to use 10, and after that you need to indicate the name of the column. I don't know what I'm mistaken the number with the name, so total, like here, and let's execute this. So you can see we have United States in the first place, Italy, Spain, China, Germany, France, and the one that is recalling my attention is Switzerland, since they are very tiny country, very rich, very beautiful, but this one is very impressive by the number of cases that they are having right now. Okay, now let's move on to search for the smallest cases. So I'm going to use also print, and after that I'm going to just change the instruction, is n smallest, and execute this code. So the places that are doing very nice so far are these ones, like Belize. They only have 3 cases. This is very impressive. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it will be related to the climate. I don't know if the temperature is a very strong factor. We don't know yet. Let's try to find out a paper or some kind of study that makes the final conclusion about the weather and the influence in the spreading of that microorganism. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you find the information useful. Please take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next time. By the way, please consider to subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Okay, until the next time. Bye.